do a damn. I'm gonna end up talking politics today, and I don't even usually talk politics, but I'll do another part to this, and then probably the next video I'll be doing after my phone charges, I'll be talking about Gavin Newsom 2028, because now it looked like it's official now that they're gonna start prepping Gavin Newsom for 2028. Keep in mind, you guys, it was predicted like about 20 years ago that Gavin Newsom was going to run for president, and they said he was going to win. So now, based off, now listen, we'll talk about that later on. But now it appears that Jim Crow Joe has officially endorsed Kam Kam for president. Listen, and I want some of you black feminists to come on here talking that stuff about Kamala Harris and saying that we're against black women and all this kind of stuff, because I'm ready to cook y'all asses, because I'm ready to put y'all on the grill. We're not falling for this no more. You're not gonna bully us, and you can threaten us all you want with not going out with us. We have options. So you can use your scare tactics, your going on a pussy strike. If we don't embrace and endorse Kamala Harris, we're not worried about it. But at the end of the day, it appears that Kamala Harris is going to uh, replace Joe Biden and run for president. And what they're going to start doing, they're going to have these campaigns. Let's make history, make Kamala Harris the first black female, even though she was passing herself off as Indian and Asian when she was in office. She didn't start claiming she was black till um, she called herself running for president. And just because she went to a HBU doesn't mean she's black. Ann Walton went to a HBU. You know what I'm saying? So let's not try that. Let's not go that route, please. Um, who am I voting for in November? Probably the couch. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm not worried about backlash. I'm gonna say this once again. If you want to unsubscribe from my channel, you feel free to do whatever you want to do. It costs nothing to unsubscribe. But um, bear warning, for every 10 that's gonna unsubscribe, I'm gonna probably pick up 20. Because at the end of the day, we have to tell the truth. Kamala Harris is just not qualified to run the country. She's just not. She's just not qualified. She's not ready. She can't handle this. And like I said, I don't know, by some disastrous ill will of fate, which it ain't fate, she becomes the president. You will see like I said, you will see an actual red dawn happen in the United States, where you will see troops from other places invade the United States. She's just not qualified to handle a job of that magnitude. Somebody like her, she's shown she wasn't ready. She isn't a good speaker. She doesn't have a lot of influence. People see right through her. It doesn't matter if they prep her to win numerous debates versus Donald Trump. If you couldn't get white women to vote for Hillary Clinton, you think white women is going to vote for her? Can we be realistic here? And I'm not worried about none of you black feminists coming on my channel hollering this, we're against black women. I'm not against black women one iota. Everybody knows I support black women. And then let's talk about the key factor. Because I'm gonna say it where other people was afraid to say it. Look who she's married to. That should tell you all you need to know about her. But then there's always been this thing where black men have been shamed forever for dating and procreating outside of their race, but black women are embraced for doing it. I seen some woman and I saw Goodfellas Sports put up this post saying that it's okay for a black woman to marry outside their race and procreate because of their genes, but a black man should only be with a black woman. Like some of the ideology that black women have, the delusion, the entitlement, and I have to say insanity when they post stuff, you just make them wonder like, damn, who raised you and why didn't you get therapy? So black men don't have genetic genes. So black men don't have any kind of genes. The DNA to create a baby comes from a black man. You cannot create a baby without a man whatsoever. Yes, the woman, the womb carries the baby, but without the man, you can't have a baby or make a baby. So I just find that hilarious. And there's going to be a lot of these black feminists that's going to come after black men. They're going to play the, oh, you just don't want a black woman to succeed. We're intimidated. We're triggered. Uh, we're insecure. Insecure. Hell yeah, I'm insecure. I'm insecure about this country getting invaded with her. And then her having the codes to launch nuclear weapons. Come on. Just listen to Kamala Harris talk. You can see she's not qualified. And people haven't forgot what she did. I haven't forgot what she did. I haven't forgot what she did when she was attorney general. You know, because to be honest with you, the cop that took out Oscar Grant, he didn't get what he should have got. Everybody saw it. You can look on YouTube and see what happened to Oscar Grant. The actual video is up on YouTube. He was handcuffed. And then you had the officer saying, well, I was going to tase him. What you going to tase him for when you got him handcuffed and his hands is behind his back? Like, what can he do? What can he do? And a lot of people said that Kamala made some phone calls, you know, off the record and got that case transferred to Southern California when that case should have took place in Alameda County in the city of Oakland, California, where it happened. Everybody knows what happened, where allegedly she played a role in locking up Jamal Truelove, who was a show on who was a guest on a reality show on I Love New York. He was out of San Francisco, California, living in Oakland at the time, but nevertheless, he was wrongfully imprisoned. There was questionable evidence that led to his conviction. A lot of people said that Kamala Harris oversaw the case and that Kamala Harris could have released him and dropped the charges against him, but she let him go to jail and lose like 6 years of his life. Now he sued and he won a $13 million settlement. Good for that brother. But then he came out endorsing her and Biden, which Kamala Harris should have publicly apologized to him. But Kamala Harris did a lot of shady stuff and questionable stuff when she was in office in California. So I'm not worried about you black women, or should I say you black bitches, because y'all are not women. If you think you're going to come and bully me into endorsing Kamala Harris, you got another thing coming. And I want to tell black men, don't let your wife, don't let your girlfriend, your baby mama, your potential, you know, bully you into endorsing somebody if you don't feel comfortable. If this woman puts Kamala Harris before your marriage or your relationship, then you need another partner. You need another wife. You need another whatever. Move on. That's just real talk. People from California know Kamala Harris history, or should I say Scamala Harris. I mean, if you didn't hear what Joe Brown had to say about her, Joe Brown even said Kamala Harris ain't black. Joe Brown insinuated that Kamala Harris was a jump off. A lot of people believe that she had something going on with former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown. once I saw Kamala Harris on American Gangster, that told me all you needed to know about her. Like for real, that told me all you needed to know about her. She's just not smart enough to be the president. People will walk all over the United States. The United States will lose what little respect they had to begin with. The United States is beginning on so many different levels to be one of the most least respected countries in the world, because a lot of people are seeing how they handle things. And then they sit up here always trying to tell other countries, the smaller countries, how to run their country. Like I said, Joe Biden has gave billions of American taxpayer dollars to other countries instead of fixing the in-country problems that we have, not with just other races, just as a whole. But he expect us to and he expect us to have another go around, seeing what didn't happen since he's been in office. Like I told you, when he basically violated people's civil liberties, when he told people, when we was protected by the Civil Rights Act of 1964, said that they couldn't mandatory us to take a potion, and they violated our civil liberties by passing laws giving jobs the authority to basically take you, remove you from your job, either permanently or until you put something in your body that you didn't feel comfortable putting in your body. There was no common ground. And I told everybody this was going to come back and haunt them come re-election. So I'm just keeping it a buck. A lot of people can see that Kamala Harris is kind of, I just have to say this, she's kind of lightheaded. She's kind of dingy. She reminds me of I don't know. She reminds me of Vera from Alice. And you know how lightheaded and kind of gullible, just when you listen to her talk, she doesn't even talk with authority. I don't even think she believes some of the stuff she said. She doesn't have a commanding nature. She isn't forceful about anything. She's just more slick. And she comes across as a sneaky person and a deceptive person, which she's been known to be a deceptive and misleading person. She's not honest. Ask yourself this: do you trust somebody with the presidency who didn't even know that a rapper had been gone for over 20 plus years? Tupac been gone for almost damn near 30 years, and she said he was the best rapper alive. This is the person that lied and said that she was bumping Snoop Dogg and Tupac in college, and she graduated from college in 1986. Hell, LL Cool J hadn't even released Bigger and Deffer yet. Bigger and Deffer didn't come out till 87. LL Cool J was still riding off his first album, Radio. Ha! I don't even think Paid in Full had came out yet when she graduated from college. So this is the person you expect to run the country, who told a bold-faced lie, who's been caught in lies on several different occasions? Well, that might be what she had. Maybe she graduated from college in 1986. Hell, Born to Mac hadn't even came out by Too Short. Born to Mac didn't come out till 87 and he released that in 87 independently. He hadn't even Too Short was still selling tapes out the trunk of his car in 1986. If she would have said Ron DMC's Raising Hell, that came out in 86. Beastie Boys, um, Beastie Boys came out in 86, License to Ill. Okay, she would have had some legs. But she said she was bumping Tupac and Snoop Dogg in 19. So she's disingenuous. So this is the person that y'all expect us to vote for. I listen, man. I'm not finna play these games with you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is just real talk. Hey, bro, go to the gun shop, tool up, buy knives, guns, ammo, whatever you can get your hands on. Depending on where you live at, if you live in the South, go to one of those forces and practice. At the end of the day, just tool up, because it's gonna go down whether Biden was in office or Trump. At the end of the day, we just gonna get to a point we just gonna have to defend ourselves. But at the end of the day, Trump did say he was going to interfere. Like, basically, if them crackers come after us, we going to return fire. And that's just basically it. Return fire. All this stuff about, well, what if I go to jail? Is you worried about going to jail when you take out a black person? Do you care about jail? Do you care about none of that stuff? So you shouldn't care about none of that then. It is what it is. So what's it going to be? Now, I mean, if you ready to go, then okay, don't do nothing. But then again, hasn't that been the problem with us sitting up here and not wanting to do nothing? Why is it that we show them mercy, but we don't show other black people mercy? Why is it that religion come into play when it comes to showing somebody that don't look like us mercy, but we don't have no mercy when it comes to people that look like us? Answer that question, please. I've been hearing a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't heard about lynchings. I didn't heard about all this stuff. And all this stuff was happening during the Obama administration, during Trump, the first administration, at the end of the day, nobody likes us. I've been saying this forever. So at the end of the day, we can't be sitting up worried about who like us, who don't like us. All I need to know is who ready to get down. I'm ready to get down. And that's all I got to say. I'm ready to get down. I'm gonna get let me explain something to you guys. And this is just real talk, because the next door neighbor, he tried to say something slick to me, so I had to check his white ass, for something that he did. And then he tried to get an attitude about it. Yesterday, when I was on my way to Stockton to go cover the Gabriel Flores fight. And I don't care if somebody take this segment and use it for basically a demonstration video or basically a reaction video. Now, keep in mind, his house is next to mine, and the area I live in is a decent neighborhood. So he basically working on the outside texture of his house. He's trying to redesign it, but a little bit. So, basically, he had all these rocks that basically spilled over to my side of the driveway. So I'm leaving, I'm unlocking the gate so I can pull my car out. So he comes over there and says, "Oh, would you like for me to move it? I made a mistake. Didn't knock on the door, didn't tell me. So didn't talk to the other people that live where I live at." So he said, "Are you trying to leave? I got my backpack, I got my equipment." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, of course I'm trying to leave." So he tried to say something slick. So I said something slick back. So he saw that I wasn't one of them type of black dudes that sit up there and let cracker hunky McGee's talk to me in any old type of way. So he was like, "I apologize," and all this stuff. I say, "Dude, I don't want your apology." I said, "You tried to say something slick, And just don't say nothing to me as long as you see me. I said, check this out, dude. We all got guns. And I said, we all got guns, which I do. And I said, now you can take your ass back in the house and call me the N-word behind my back. Just don't say it to my face. And he said, oh, well, me and my family don't talk like that. And I was like, yeah, right. But due to the fact he did something wrong and he tried to have an attitude, like, you got your stuff on my property. You got your stuff where I rest my head at. And you trying to get an attitude because you basically held me up. Basically, I'll roll up one of those rocks. I can mess up my suspension. I can mess up my axle. I could even mess up my brake, or one of them rocks pop, go in the air and shatter my window or something. But you trying to get an attitude because your stuff then spilled over to where my property line is. Like, bruh, some people, like I said before, I hurt his soul when I said, yeah, now you can go back in the house and call me the N-word, but just don't say it while I'm out here. Just don't say it to my face, because then it's gonna be proud. He looked so stupid when I said that to him. See, I'm different from these other dudes. I ain't these boxers that scared to check these white people. Listen, I don't have a problem with white people that respect me. As long as you respect me, you get respect back. But if you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you back. I don't see color when it comes to respect or being disrespected. If you say something disrespectful to me, I'm gonna say something disrespectful to you. I don't see gender. If you are a disrespectful woman, I'm gonna disrespect your disrespectful woman ass right back. I don't go for the you know I don't go for these fake slogans and these catchphrases about, oh, who argues with a woman, you should never argue with a woman, oh, you're sassy and all that stuff. My reply to women that talk like that: shut up, bitch. Real talk. Because it's going in one ear and out the other. You've lost your right to critique men, especially in most cases black women. You've lost your right due to the fact that you were trying to act as if you're us. So there you have it. So it had to be said, you know. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'll just say this much: if you gonna be afraid, then you gonna perish. You gonna meet it. Like, here's the thing. Shout out to this rapper by the name of Doggy Style. He out of San Bernardino. He got one of the best hooks. Um, it's called "I Know My Day Is Coming." At the end of the day, you should never be afraid to die, because you're gonna die eventually anyway. Whether it's today, whether it's next week, whether it's next month, whether it's next year, whether it's in 10 years, 30 years, 40 years, eventually you're gonna die. So you should never be afraid to die, because eventually you're gonna die anyway. That's just what it is. But at the end of the day, if you can prevent yourself from dying early, then do what you need to do. They'll just sit up there and say, you know what I'm saying, I don't believe in that stuff about it was my time to go. So that's just real. That's just real talk. We've been conditioned to believe that we don't equal to anybody else, that everybody is better than us. But the world is revolved around us. There isn't nothing that we haven't inspired or been an inspiration. We're global as far as our ideas. We're admired all over the world. We're emulated all over the world. But the problem is, everybody makes money off of us except us. And we need to start back to rebuilding our communities. We need more Rosewoods. We can start up Rosewoods. We can start up our own neighborhoods. It's gonna be tough. Did say it's gonna be easy. We need our own film companies. We need to represent ourselves. We need to put out films that represent us and our images how we see fit. People like Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, those Lee Daniels, those people are agents. They answer to people. You know, just saying. Listen. I don't even know who that chick is. I don't even pay no attention to that. I've been telling you, I'm not moved by that black scent stuff whatsoever. I'm not moved by it. Don't I could give two damns about it. And that I've been trying to tell black people, stop even giving that kind of stuff attention. I'm not moved by no black person that hang around white people that can recall the line, that can recite a line from Menace to Society, or boys from the boys, you know what I'm saying? Boys from the hood. Not moved by that. We got to get past that. Not impressed. I tell everybody, I'm not impressed if you know the lyrics to Don't Fight the Feeling or cuss words or the Dauphine beat by Too Short. Not impressed. That need to be our mentality. Hey, man. You know, hey, man, I know gin and juice by heart. So I know the lines from Rocky 3 by heart. Are you impressed with that? No. Black people need to stop being so easily moved. That's been the biggest deception. Easily moved. It's easy to infiltrate us. Bro, Tyler Perry, stop it, Maurice. You full of shit. Tyler Perry, yeah. And look what's the end results. All money ain't good money. So I don't want to hear this stuff about Tyler Perry, dude. You suspect. If anybody support Tyler Perry and some of the damage he's done to the black community and what he's done to demonize black men, you suspect. So I don't want to hear this stuff about Tyler Perry, man. Stop it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Stop the cap. Eddie Murphy helped a lot of black people. At least Eddie Murphy put black people in roles that were respectable. Well, I'm just saying though. You just answered your own question. You just answered your own reply. He helped black people in what way? Putting them in degenerate, degrading roles. How's that helping? That's hurting. Tyler Perry ain't no different from some of these white movie producers. He ain't no the only Tyler Perry is a white man in a black face. He's a melanated white man. It is time to take our wealth back. This dude, this Maurice Jones dude, he not this dude is not this dude not black. He this dude not black. Well, our thing is not impressed. That should be our new mentality. Not impressed. If you see something long enough, if you see something long enough, you can emulate it. Listen, I remember, and I used to do a test. It was this Mexican dude that every once in a while I used to give a ride home. Good dude though. Good dude though. His name was well, I ain't gonna say his name, but I used to give him a ride. So I used to let him see something. So I remember one day we went through the drive-through at Del Taco. And it is a difference, just like that brother that's suing that company that refused to hire him, quote unquote, because he had, quote unquote, what deemed to be a black name. But basically, he sent in the same exact resume, if I'm not mistaken, and he just changed the name and he got called for a job. So I remember I went through the drive-through, so I totally used this white guy voice. I'm talking about I switched my whole voice up. I say, I want you to see something right quick. I'm talking about I nailed it. So by the time I pulled up to the window, it was like another, it was like another Mexican dude working, working the drive-through window. And when he saw it was a black dude, he was taken back. He was like, huh? He did the straight Scooby. Ooh? But I was just trying to prove a point, the difference. I'm talking about this dude was professional. He was. I'm talking about when I gave him my order. I'm talking about. I'm talking about the napkins were folded up correctly. I mean, I'm talking about my meal was properly made. None of this stuff like if it's a black dude, they just throw your food together. So it is a difference. So so that should be our mentality. I'm not impressed. I told you, I'm not impressed. That stuff do not move me. Yeah, man, I understand the plight of the black man. After watching Boys in the Hood and seeing what happened to poor Ricky living in South Central, I just understand what black people go through. No, you don't. You don't care. Listen, listen, people started to show their hand now with the George Floyd thing. Like, the George Floyd thing was fashionable. Everybody protesting, saying Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. I told y'all it was a facade. I told y'all that it was cap. Now, all of a sudden, you got Ryan Garcia saying that he want to dig up George Floyd's grave and delete him again. Like I said, any black person that's messing with Ryan Garcia, you a coon. And why are you begging Ryan Garcia for a rematch? That's the end all be all. You say something like that. Let me say something about a historical Mexican figure. Let me say something about their flag. They gonna be ready to come after me. They gonna want to do some gunplay, which is fine with me. I don't have no problem with that. Why is it that everybody feel like they can disrespect us? Once again, you don't get to tell us what we need to get over. You don't have that right. And we need to go back to checking them and putting them in a place. But hey, listen, Keyshawn and Shakur, I just got to say it. Hey, if it get back to Keyshawn and Keyshawn get mad, it is what it is. I mean, Keyshawn, if you see this video, if you want to have a private conversation, my thing is you forgive Ryan Garcia, but you sitting up attacking Devin Haney for basically protesting the victory. And then Ryan Garcia appears to be a serial cheater. Ryan Garcia, allegedly, according to Oscar Duarte, a Mexican fighter, that Oscar Duarte is suspicious that Ryan Garcia used something when they fought. I don't understand why is Ryan Garcia relevant? He's never had a belt. The most significant fight that he had, he lost, and then the second most significant fight he had, he cheated. I've been saying this forever. I'm gonna do a boxing video later on, but I feel like I needed to get this politics stuff out the way. You know the funny thing about immigrants. A lot of immigrants. I'm finna I'm finna expose their asses. You know the ones that come here and get all these emergency You know, you know what I'm saying? Get all this emergency funding, get housing and all this kind of stuff. The thing is, when they come here, they don't want others to follow them. They instantly have a Republican mentality. Now they'll bring their family members in here, but if they not related to them, they don't want them to come here. That's the funny part about that whole immigrant stuff. Isn't so you know, that's why I find it hilarious. But the thing is with them, they'll stick together all so far. They'll definitely stick together to go against us. And we need to have that same mentality. We got to stop thinking that everybody is our friend. They're not our friends. They've never been our friends. They come here and get resources that should be going to us. But this is your government. This is your Biden administration who's giving them resources. They found billions of dollars in, in resources to give them for basically coming here and they're not even supposed to be here. And then at the same time, they pass laws to where their gun rights are protected. But then we have to go through all this scrutiny to get legal purchase firearms. But then they tell them they can bring their guns here. But then again, maybe that's why some of these automatic weapons are ending up in these type of neighborhoods. Because I just West Oakland, where basically these dudes shot up an area and they had automatic weapons that's supposed to be banned in California. Go figure. So, you know, but that's the Biden administration. They wasn't trying to stop this. I'll say this much. I'll say this much for the only good thing that Obama did do, he did send a lot of them back. You know, Trump sent a lot of them back, but Joe Biden brought them here. He was sneaking them on planes, and then guess where he dumped them at? He dumped them in the urban areas. He didn't drop them off in Great Falls, Montana. He didn't drop them off in Iowa. He didn't drop them off in Wyoming. He didn't drop them off in certain parts of Colorado. No, he brought them to Chicago. He brought them to the Bay Area. He brought them to all the urban areas, to New York, those type of places. And then giving them resources right in our faces. And then you got people that are saying, hey, I'm a homeless veteran. But then they can't get no housing. So we're supposed to vote for this dude again? When the Biden administration and Kam blatantly disrespected us? Like I said before, the truth just got to be said. Yeah, he was trying to supplement it. He was trying to flood out. He was trying to flood out the relevancy of the black vote. But then when we point this out, you have these people try to be the Negro whisperers. We're not listening to them anymore. We're not listening to none of these. And then Joe Biden got a history. Look what Joe Biden did to Simon Sanders. Look what he did to her. She was doing all that caping for him. And then he appointed somebody uh non-black for the position that she wanted. Well, here's the thing, Stephen X. This is real talk. I'm gonna say this again. If Hillary Clinton couldn't get white women to vote for her, what white woman you think go vote for Kamala Harris? This election is already decided. It's done. Y'all just need to prepare for what happens when Trump becomes president again, because Trump is going to win by a landslide. Yeah, I talked about that. They sleeping under bridges. They sleeping in freeway overpass. They're sleeping by the freeway. I just was in Stockton yesterday on my way to the freeway, and I saw that, and I was bothered by that, and I was triggered by that. And I'm saying, why are these people living on the streets? Like I said, Joe Biden has gave billions of dollars to Ukraine. Nobody likes the United States. Nobody respects the United States. And I'm just telling the truth. People get sick of him going to other countries, telling people that they need to, and this is the dimmer dummies. And Donald Trump said something that I'm wholeheartedly for. Yeah, the unions got listen. The unions after Biden got in office, the unions got weaker. The unions got weaker. For real, the transportation system is in a mess. People just don't want to tell the truth. It was better when Trump was in office because he tried to run America like a business, because he's a businessman. And maybe at the time that's what we needed. Now, what it was, a lot of the dimmer dummies do what they always do, use these scare tactics. And once again, nobody wants to have a real conversation about Joe Biden's history of racism. The man said that a former KK member was a friend of his. So how can you, if you for equality and you are against racism, how could you say somebody is a friend of yours? I think they were just hoping that he could last long enough to where Kamala could get sworn in as the president. If he got reelected and it didn't work and it failed miserably. Yeah, I know about the 94 crime bill. Like I said, you a black man, you get caught with $100 worth of rocks, you getting 50 years. But if you a white boy that get caught with a quarter key, you getting drug diversion. And then after you complete your rehab, you do some community service and it's completely wiped off your record. And you can go back to life as normal. Oh yeah, and not to mention that Joe Biden's son is a junkie and a loser, and he loved to go around saying and loved to go around saying the N word. The whole Scamala Harris thing was a token thing. It was a dog and pony show. I guess, who knows? Maybe he thought his brain can function correctly at least for another 4 more years, but you can see Joe Biden is starting to fall apart. Ain't nobody gonna vote for Kamala Harris except black women. And the same delusional black women that talk this, you need to make $200,000 a year and have a house and have this and that. And this black woman lived with her mama. She share a car. She got 4 kids by 5 different men, and she work at Quick Stop, but she trying to have all these delusional expectations that a man's supposed to meet. Bitch, please. You right, Reggie. He can't. He don't know the difference between he don't know the difference between President Putin and Rasputin. You know what I'm saying? He don't know the difference between Keith Sweat and a sweatshirt. So I'm just, that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is for him. I think he already on diaper watch. Yeah, Kamala Harris is gonna be a lame duck nominee and opponent for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is gonna win by a landslide. Donald Trump gonna probably be the first president since he gonna be the first person to win California since Ronald Reagan. Nah, Gavin Newsom is they gon' Gavin Newsom is gonna make a run in 4 years. And the funny thing is, I got a feeling that Gavin Newsom is gonna win because they already predicted that Gavin Newsom was gonna be president one day. They said this, but then again, Gavin Newsom he's had such a disastrous run being the government, being in the government in California and being the governor of California to where he's going to have to retweak and rework a lot of things because one thing about California was one of the very last states to be fully operational, post, you know what, when it should have been one of the first states to be operational. And then based off the fact that he left uh, ordinance on how you should comply with you know what, he left it up to city, local, um, or county government to imply their own laws or their own regulation. That was the problem. He kind of just stood back and let California go into complete chaos, where you had some counties that required you to, show proof that you took the potion, and then some didn't. Then you had some restaurants where the county required that you had to show proof that, took the potion to basically patronize the established. You have restaurants saying, we was like, nah, fuck them. We gonna do what we want. Like, I remember I went to the Golden Corral. They were supposed to show or ask to see proof that you took the potion. And this was in Contra Costa County. Now I live in Contra Costa County. So Contra Costa County was under sort of strict um, you know, regulations when the demic happened, when the pandemic happened. But there were some restaurants you would go to, they was like, nah, we ain't asking for no cards. Like when I went to the Golden Corral to eat. Now they put a sign saying that you had to show a card, but then the manager, who I knew who was a Mexican dude, he said, nah, we ain't checking for shit. He said we letting everybody in. That Golden Corral is still open too. Over there by some Valley Mall, the manager Jose said we ain't checking nothing. He said we letting everybody in. So that's what I'm saying. So you just saw a lot of stuff, but nevertheless, she doesn't have a chance. She doesn't have a chance. This is gonna be a landslide victory. Nah, they're not gonna let Gavin Newsom run. Gavin Newsom is going to run in 2028. He will be like in his early 60s. So he won't be too old, but he won't be extremely young. But anyway, that's all I have to say for right now. Appreciate you guys. It's your boy Town. I'm out.